Good morning. Welcome to day number 3 of my trip to the USA. I'm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, and today is something I've been looking forward to for quite some time because today we are going on a Rocky tour. Now we've got with a man named Mike. He's a Rocky impersonator. He does this for a living, and he's going to take us around to all of the filming sites of the movie that we all love, Rocky 2, of course, all the way up to Creed. So it's going to be a good day, and yeah, I'm really interested to see what this day entails. But as I said, I've been looking forward to this for a long time. So you're going to come along with me, and a few other things we'll get up to as well. Tonight we're going to go to dinner at a very special place as well. So I hope you're all ready to go, and Mike should be here in about 10 minutes, I think. So I'm going to grab a quick bottle of water and then get on to this the journey of the Rocky tour. Lots to see. So we're with Mike here, the tour operator of Yo Rocky Tours.
The Yo Philly Film Tour. So,
I feel like I'm with Rocky myself here at the moment. So where are we going to first, Mike?
Well, this tour, we're going to see about 3 hours worth of Philadelphia. The very first place we're headed, we're going out to a location called Kensington, which is probably the poorest section of Philadelphia. We're going to see an awful lot of great Rocky scenes up there, Rocky's gym, Rocky's house, and so on. We're going to make our way down through South Philadelphia. We're going to make our way through a bunch of neighborhood scenes, some running locations, up through Center City. We're going to see a bunch more. Then we're going to head up to Laurel Hill Cemetery, get out, stretch our legs, and we're going to check out Paulie and Adrian's headstones. And our last stop on the tour is always the Rocky Steps, the Rocky statue, and of course, the Sly Stallone shop, which is at the base of the Rocky Steps.
There you go. All right. So Rocky's house. And what's the name of the street again, Mike? Tusculum Street. So he would have come out of there. That's where he wooed Adrian into the house.
Exactly. This is the long sidewalk where Rocky would have come up to on his date with Adrian. Right here by these 2 tall steps is exactly where Rocky would have, some people think being shy is a disease. It don't bother me, Right here at the pole is where he puts his arm around Mickey and apologizes.
And he carried Adrian up here, of course, on wedding night.
Exactly right. And right down here at the corner is exactly where the guys are singing, do, take you back.
Now explain to us, Mike, why we're not actually getting out of the car here.
So this is probably the poorest part of Philadelphia, and right now you're going to see exactly why. This is called Skid Row, and there's going to be homeless on either side. This is where people come where they've got nothing left. You'll see up here on our left, we've got some addicts, drug dealers, some pharmaceutical sales waiting to go, and coming up on our left-hand side at the light, where the yellow is, that yellow was red. This is the Lucky 7 from Rocky Balboa. That's where Rocky throws the guy up against the wall. Inside is where he meets little Marie tending bar. But they don't film it inside this building. Over to our right, where the green lights are in that window, it's a convenience store. This used to be an old scumbag bar back in the day. The bar to the left that they used the exterior for, that was such a beautiful bar inside, even though it's a lousy part of town. Stallone said, Rocky, this is too nice for us to have Rocky in. So when Stallone walked into this bar right here with the green lights, Stallone had once told me that he could actually see the expiration dates above the drinkers' heads. And you could just see. Some very poor decisions have been made. Yeah. Now, this is Temple University's van. It's an outreach van. They come down to give medicine, food, clothing, shelter, whatever. They do the best that they can when they can. But, you can't save everyone, and you cannot help those who do not want to help themselves. So that's why the homeless problem and the drug problem is so, perennial.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
It is. But I don't think any of you watching would want to come and walk here.
No.
I know I don't want to walk here, and this is the safer time. This is why we do tours during the day and not at night.
Yeah, take it from me. It's not the place you want to get out in, but it's still great to see.
It is, and nobody bothers us. No, they're in their own little world. They do their thing, I do mine, and for 15 years I've been doing tours, no problem. So come see us.
This is where Rocky ran over.
Correct. Rocky 1 is waiting right here on the left for Gazzo to pick him up. ahead of us is where Rocky runs around the corner. He sees the kids and he says, yo, come on, come on. And for those of you watching, look at the Lappinson Supply Warehouse. We clearly see that. And to our right, you'll see the train tracks right down there. That's exactly where the train tracks were back in the day. Unfortunately, they're all gone right now. Yeah, it's just people beeping.
I was just going to say, is that?
Some old broad, she don't care. Right here where the green grass is, right here, that is where the Lucky 7 was. They did not film inside, that was out in LA, but right at the far corner where the wood meets the grass and the grass meets the sidewalk, that's where the bum was laying that Rocky puts over his shoulder. Now that bum was Lloyd Kaufman. He was a assistant production manager on Rocky, but they didn't have any people to lay on the streets, right? So they couldn't afford to pay another actor. So Lloyd had to do double duty and lay on the ground. Lloyd Kaufman would go on to find trauma pictures, and he would be responsible for movies like The Toxic Avenger, Pink Chiquitas of the Amazon Jungle, you know, real schlocky movies like that. And across from us is Rocky Street. We would have just come down that street. There's a little shot of the corner where Rocky with the guys were singing Take You Back. And again, where Tusculum Park is here, this is where there was a building and actually a bar right here, right about halfway in the middle of the fence is where that would have been. He loses all of his money. He comes out this door. He's back smoking. He's got his old look. He comes up right about here. He's leaning up, smoking, looking around. And he comes over to the corner, and right there where the green windows are above the front door, that's where Mighty Mick's poster was.
Yeah.
Now, the first time we see Rocky up here, this is right after he fights Spider Rico. So the opening credits are going up the screen. Right there where the tan fence is, they're all row homes there. So Rocky's bouncing the ball, whistling. He's walking right down the sidewalk. You see where it says available for rent right there on that banner?
Yeah.
That's a brand new building. They put that up last year. But about 5 years ago, that's exactly where the pet shop was. They knocked that down because it had been falling down. But it was a real pet shop. And it was the only location they filmed the interiors in, was right there. So Rocky walks across the street. We see the elevated train.
Yeah.
Oh, take it to the zoo! And so Rocky comes across. We see the elevated train go by, Mickey's poster, and then we hear Frank Stallone starts singing, Take You Back, doo-doo-doo, and he goes, of course, right down the street. So this is also where Rocky fights Tommy Gunn.
Right and he met Tommy Gunn just over there too.
Exactly, right on that pole is where Tommy Gunn's leaning. When Rocky closes up the gym with Paulie, they walk across the street. Right here, Little Marie, he meets Tommy Gunn right here on the corner, and Rocky invites him to the house for some spaghetti. Come on, we'll go down here and cross over.
This cash fare or a valid fare instrument is required. Service to Carbon Dolphin. Caution. Bus is turning.
Mighty Mix.
First time we see Mickey and Rocky going into Mickey's, Rocky's walking right here. This ramp was added recently for wheelchair access to go upstairs to the apartments. It's got all new windows in here. Rocky's walking, he's throwing those punches right down the sidewalk. Little Mike is right here with the garbage cans going right there. These windows are all new. They put them in about a year ago. Of course, like we mentioned, Tommy Gunn was leaning right up against the pole.
That's right, all right there. And the pet shop was just over yonder where that sign is on the other side there.
Right here, you're in Rocky Balboa, Paulie and Rocky stand right here. Rocky 5, George Washington Duke pulls up the limo right here. That ain't no park bench, boy.
So there's, so that's the...
Yo, how you doing? Right here, this is the original fire hydrant from the first Rocky. It's never changed. It's been decommissioned a long time. And of course, you can imagine Adrian would have been looking out that window every day as Rocky would come in and out. Right here is something kind of interesting. These boxing gloves, okay? These boxing gloves are left over from Rocky 5. And I'll show you a quick shot of that. It was a deleted scene that never made the movie. So you'll see right here.
Oh, yeah.
There's Junior and his girlfriend Jewel, and the building was covered with graffiti. So Junior, being an artist, wanted to help his dad and contribute. So he makes it look real nice, and there's the gloves, and you can see the old professional boxing sign that went right across, okay? And this is something that's kind of interesting. I have a little clip here. The sound is kind of crappy. It doesn't really work. But you can see Rocky and Tommy Gunn. The camera would be right in back of us on a dolly track. And Rocky goes over and goes, "Yo, kid, what are you doing? This looks great." And then, of course, Tommy Gunn says, "Come on, Rock, I'm cooling down. We got to go." And that was all literally right here where we're standing is where Sly was.
Amazing.
It's fantastic. Just great stuff. You know what I mean? Just great stuff.
Lots of history on this street.
So much.
Shot of this car though,
Oh,
Mike.
sure, go ahead.
The keep punching. So if you're in Philadelphia, you have to do this tour. See, there it is. The Yo Philly Rocky Tour. Let's go.
Okay,
This
so
is the market. Yep.
This is the Italian market where Rocky. Good morning. Good morning. This is where Rocky gets the orange. Hey, buddy.
What's up, Rocky?
This is where Rocky gets the orange tossed to him, which was completely unscripted. And this is where people from restaurants around Philadelphia come to buy much of their stuff. Yo, Adrian, break time! Hey, buddy! And in Rocky 1, he runs this way. In Rocky 2, he comes around this corner and he runs towards us down this way. He comes down here later with Tommy Gunn. He comes down here shopping in Balboa. Actually, right up here on the left-hand side, you're going to see a place called Claudio's. It's got a faded red banner, and this is where Rocky shops in Balboa for cheese and spices for the restaurant.
Wow. All right, so explain where we are now, Mike.
Okay, my friend, we are at Father Carmine's window. Yo, Father Carmine, you hold Father Carmine. So, second floor, to the left of the air conditioner. That is the window that Father Carmine lifts up to give Rocky the blessing, and Rocky's running late to the fight. Now you gotta remember, this green wall was not here during filming.
Yeah.
During filming, it was a chain link fence like this up against the church. The name of the church is St. Thomas Aquinas. It's been around a long time. And the one thing that is the same, in Rocky 2, when Rocky's standing, we see the razor wire on top of the fence. And the reason the razor wire is here is because the copper on the window. They tend to steal the copper, which is crazy.
And he would have pulled up here in his Trans Am?
He would have pulled up right up about here. He would have went way closer to the window, yelled up to Father Carmine. He yells down, which he was a Portuguese actor, by the way. And he changed his name to Paul McHale because he was getting no work. He felt he was being discriminated against. Anyways, this is not the same window from Rocky 5. When Rocky takes Tommy Gunn to get the blessing, that's a church up in Kensington that got knocked down about 10, 12 years ago. And so this is what we got left.
Jeez. And it's still there.
It's just one of the reasons we love Rocky, because the humbleness of the character of Rocky. Not a lot of fighters are asking for a blessing to survive the fight. You know, they're going to ask a blessing to win. But Rocky feels that's cheating to have God in his corner. He says, me and Mickey will figure out how to make it happen. But, you know, Apollo's going to come hard. I got the baby, the house, Adrian. I don't want to die. And here you go.
Okay, and the number's almost up to 9.
Here we go. The lamp, the number plate, and the mailbox. Those are the original from the Rocky II house. The white door with the raised molding, that is the original door. And of course, this railing is the railing that Rocky hurdles over, comes here in the street, throws some punches, and runs that way to begin his epic run. They never filmed in the first floor here, but they did film in the basement where when Rocky's punching the bag when he gets fired from the meat plant. Adrian comes down. Sly did tell me they filmed right on the other side of that window. He doesn't recall why they couldn't film in the first floor here, but they didn't for whatever reason. This street is where Rocky plays stickball with the kids. Get wise, Swifty. And he hits the ball, of course. And the traffic came towards us in the movie. And so Rocky, of course, drives down the street and he hits the
trash
garbage
can.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, right there. That's where Little Marie says, "Screw you, creepo." And here is the pole that is still here after all this time. This pole is still here.
There's the pole.
Rocky would have thrown the uppercut.
It's a good shot to the post.
Good shot to the post. He busted it.
So there you go. So this is where Little Marie was walked home by Rocky. It says, "Screw you, creepo."
About 9 miles on the other side of Rocky's neighborhood. But through movie magic, we're here.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons Stallone chose this, one, he was driving around in the van trying to avoid the cops, but also in that scene, what is Rocky trying to give Little Marie?
Advice, sir.
Advice. Or an epiphany not to be hanging out with the bums on the corner, right? The name of the church is Epiphany of Our Lord.
There you go.
Now, I don't know how religious Stallone is, but I do know he believes in signs. Whether it's astrological, numerical, Sly does have an affinity for this. And this was a sign for him. So, there you go.
There you
The filming location was at another side of the cemetery. The big tree where Rocky was, where he puts the tree.
Yeah.
Hi, guys! Where Rocky puts the chair in the tree. That tree came down in a big winter storm a few years back. So when it came down, it wrecked the area. And what they did, they moved them right up here on the other side of this little green tree here. And they put Paulie and Rocky, Adrian's headstone. And there's a great little story that goes with it. And of course, I bring the chair.
Yeah.
To, you want to sit in it. I'll take a picture of you sitting there, whatever. You don't have to sit in it if you don't want.
That's okay. There we go. So there are the headstones of Paulie and Adrian. They looked a bit bigger in the movie.
I know, right? Now, when Stallone shows up on scene, Adrian's headstone is originally styrofoam. Styrofoam, and it looks fake. And he goes, "Unacceptable. I gotta have a real one." He takes the last of the money in the budget, he buys this. When this shows up, they spelled the name wrong and they got the wrong dates on there. Stallone's like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" Head groundskeeper here says, "Sly, don't worry about it. What we'll do is we have a facility here. I'll take the headstone, we'll go down there, I'll turn it around, and on the back, I will chisel whatever you need." He saves Stallone in the production time and money. That's why Sly left this year, okay? If you do walk on the other side, you'll see they tried to grind it down, but you'll still see some of the letters of Adrian's name on the back.
Is there a thing about having like almost movie props in a real cemetery?
No problem.
Okay.
No rules against that.
Okay.
So, this is the headstone from Balboa, Creed 1 and Creed 2.
Yep.
Paulie's headstone in Creed 1 was styrofoam. They take that back to California with them, right? The cemetery loves Rocky so much and they appreciate us fans. They make this 300-pound monstrosity for us, and they place it here to resemble the movie. Creed 2, Hollywood comes back. Cemetery says, "Hey, don't worry about it. We got Paulie's. It's identical to the one that was in the movie." They took both of these, they moved them up on the hill about 1.5 miles on the other side of the cemetery, and now both have screen credibility.
Yeah, that's great.
I love it.
Well, we are back where we were yesterday at the Rocky Steps here in Philadelphia. Mike's just dropped me off. He's the tour operator of the Yo Philly Rocky Tours, and wow, that's all I can say. It's all I can do to describe the tour is to say, if you ever come to the States or you're anywhere near Philadelphia, if you come over here and you're maybe on tour somewhere around or close to Philadelphia, make sure you get here and check out the Rocky Tour. We just went to, you would have seen the cemetery, a few other bits and pieces he showed me that I didn't sort of film. They were just trivial little things, little locations that he just sort of pointed out, but just an amazing experience. I'm about to go into the Rocky store. I thought it was the visitor center, but it's a Rocky store, so I'll go and check that out. But the amount of people still here today running up and down the stairs at the statue, it was just quite amazing. And the knowledge this guy had of everything. Now, I actually thought he was just a Rocky impersonator who just does tours. That's what I thought. But this guy was telling me all his stories about, or I shouldn't call him this guy, Mike, was telling me stories about him being pretty much friends with Sylvester Stallone. He won a Rocky impersonators contest and sat with sat with Sylvester Stallone at the premiere of Rocky Balboa back in 2006. he sat next to him at his 60th birthday that he had at the Victor Cafe, which I'm going to go to tonight. That's the cafe out of the movie. Sat next to him. I was out the front having a conversation with him for about half an hour at his 60th birthday, just the two of them, and trading Rocky quotes and lines. So just all the stories he told. I mean, it's just too many to tell at the moment, but well worth the money, and I'm really glad that I did it solo. It cost a little bit more because I booked out the whole tour. Normally that you can get sort of 4 or 5 people in there with you, but I booked it out by myself because I really wanted to take it all in, and I'm really glad I did. So again, I'm just here at the steps again, and I might go for another walk up there just for one last visit before I head off tomorrow. But again, if you are in Philadelphia, make sure you do the Yo Rocky Philly tour. Just amazing. So hope you enjoyed just seeing a little bit of what I saw today, and again, money well spent. So I'm going to go back to the hotel after this. I'm going to walk back. Mike's just dropped me here. I'm going to just walk back. It's about a 20-minute walk. Take a bit of a spell, and then head out to the Victor Cafe to have dinner at Adrian's restaurant. In the Rocky store here, all the Rocky gear. So I get a robe. There is the Italian stallion. Who can forget these jackets? There's Rocky. Alright, now one thing I got incorrect yesterday is when I said the kids were chasing Rocky around the fountain towards the art centre. Well, that's actually it up further. And this street here is where, with the kids chasing him, he actually took off down the road at 100 miles an hour. One kid kept up with him for a little while, but eventually Rocky got away. So this is where it happened here. So the kids would have chased him around there, and then Rocky took off towards the art centre or the art gallery down that way. What a day here it is in Philadelphia. Look at this for you. Amazing architecture. Everyone out enjoying the sun. That is the Reading markets. Just food, food, food. Look at this place. Never-ending aisles of food and restaurants. Well, that seriously was one of those only in America moments. It's called the Reading Markets, and literally the size of Bunnings, packed with people and just food vendors as far as you could see, and every sort of food you could imagine. I just stopped at Starbucks before just for a quick coffee and a bagel, but I'm really pissed that I didn't wait and go and have something to eat. It all looked very appetising. Anyway, I probably can't eat too much. I'm on my way to the Victor Cafe tonight, aka Adrian's restaurant, so I'll save room for that tonight. Apparently it's a very, very good Italian restaurant, and I love my Italian, so I'm sure I'll be full enough later on. Okay, I am at the Victor Cafe. A little bit early, so then I'll just go for a walk down the street here. About 20 minutes early actually. So I'm going to go in for dinner in a minute. This is better known as Adrian's restaurant. So I'm going to head in there. I'm going to have a nice bowl of pasta or something. It's an Italian restaurant, and apparently it's awesome. It's got an upstairs. Watch your step there. Jeez, can't take me anywhere. It's got an upstairs museum and everything, so a little gallery. So looking forward to seeing that. So we'll go for a bit of a walk and then we'll go back and check it out.
I signed up for an under call. I told him right away, I'm not going to make this training, but I wanted to speak to you about,
Okay, this is the Rocky Room, highlighted by the original painting from the Rocky 3. Here are some photos from the making of it, and I'll point out this one here. That is Mike Kunda, who was my host today. So all sorts of signed memorabilia up there. So it's only a little corner, but it's got Sylvester Stallone down there, the kitchen staff, Dolph Lundgren there. So just a little slice of the history of Victor's Cafe / Adrian's restaurant. Wow, that was awesome. That was excellent dinner. I had the spaghetti meatballs with a Caesar salad. Even had some dessert, some lemon sorbet. I didn't really feel like it. I was chockers, but you got to be polite, don't you? But unbelievable restaurant, and it wasn't just the fact it was a Rocky restaurant, which is obviously the reason I went there, but they actually had the waiters and waitresses were actually trained opera singers. So every half an hour they would do one of them would do a opera performance, which was just amazing. They were fantastic singers, and now I can see why most people, or a lot of people, like the opera. So but yeah, no, awesome food, and yeah, just a really good atmosphere. I didn't really get a lot, you would have seen, I didn't get a lot of footage in there because it was really small, it was packed, people everywhere. I didn't really want to be around filming everything around the restaurant when people are trying to eat, so I just sort of got what I could. But yeah, again, if you're in Philadelphia and you're doing the Rocky thing, make sure you get to Victor's Cafe, aka Adrian's restaurant. Good value for money, good portions, and yeah, just a good overall experience. And maybe one day I'll be back, we'll see. But that is it for day number 3, and off to Deer Lake tomorrow for a big day.